Are you dead if SHTF hits and you're a fat man? Are you overweight? Now, I've seen actual channels say that you need to get fit, you need to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you need to jog 10 miles a day because these fat guys are going to be dead. And people would sit back and say the majority of preppers out there are fat. Well, I got news for you. It's not the preppers. The majority of people in the USA are fat. We have an obese problem in this country. And, believe it or not, other countries have the same thing. United Kingdom. I mean, there's quite a few of them. We are a country of fats, fast food, carbs, grab it, go, and it's taking its toll on our bodies. But if you are a fat man, so let's say, for example, or a fat girl, so let's say, for example, you weighed 500 pounds and you want to prepare. People would say, well, he can't carry a backpack at 500 pounds. He's lucky to walk a mile. That might be true. But most people plan to do what they call hunkering down, where they plan to stay in place. Is what most people plan to do. Now, if you check YouTube and you do a search for 30-day water fasting, okay, you will find people all over YouTube that have been 500 pounds, 400 pounds, and drank nothing but water and a few other things. And during that period of time, there was one guy I was watching. He weighed 530 pounds, 240 kilograms for other countries. And in 150 days with just drinking water, no food, he ended up getting himself down to 305 pounds, which is 138 kilograms. He lost 225 pounds, 102 kilograms. So he took himself from 530 to 305. That's over 200 pounds he lost in 150 days. That's pretty amazing. So think about that for a minute. If a person can pull that off, and they have, the proof is all over YouTube. There are women and men that are doing it like crazy. If a person was to sit still for what, 5 months and do nothing but drink water and a few supplements, they actually might be the ones that live. Isn't that amazing? So what about the guys that are working out? You know, Mr. Beefy guy that can push that knapsack and he can run 10 miles. He's actually in more danger. He is too lean. There is a point of everything, a balance. He is too lean. If he's not getting nutritious meals, or he's not getting those vitamins or those weightlifting powders he takes or whatever, his body is going to start to eat his muscle mass. Interesting, isn't it? So the person that's actually 30 pounds overweight is probably better off in the situation of SHTF. That person has fat that can be burned. That person has fat that can be ate by the body when there is no food present. That person has energy built up and stored on them. Now, being over 500 pounds and being, obese is not a good thing. But if I was 500 pounds and I was obese, I wouldn't be looking at storing food. I would be looking at, well, I'm probably going to drink a lot of water, so I would store a lot of water. Now, one thing I did notice is this particular guy was taking one multivitamin daily, a quarter teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt twice a day, 1 teaspoon of organic apple cider vinegar twice a day, and took electrolyte powder 3 times daily, nutritional yeast tablets 3 times daily. I'll have links at the bottom of the stuff to Amazon if you want to go check it out. But somebody that does weigh 400, 500 pounds should actually consider prepping water and these items, because they will have to quit. They will not be able to get food. They're not going to be able to eat those high-carb diets and maintain that weight. Now, like I said, this guy did it in 150 days. So what is that, almost 5 months? I mean, that's amazing. Now, I did notice in his comment section, which goes to show you people are stupid, There was some girl that said she was 124 pounds and she fasted on a water diet and damaged her kidneys. I was just like, really? Are you really that stupid? I mean, there's nothing there for your body to eat or consume. It's going to go after, your muscle mass, your body parts. I mean, that to me, that's just common sense. But if you weigh 300 pounds, for example, imagine what would happen in 2 weeks if you just had this formula of water and a few of these items. You would probably lose 20 pounds and be able to put that pack on and go. Now, like I said, just because you're fit doesn't mean you can put a pack on and go either. Don't believe that. Okay, there is a thing on the Appalachian Trail when people walk, and I think it's 2,500 miles, that they run with their packs, and their packs are normally about 20 pounds. But they are stopping, every 4 or 5 days and loading up on their food and that. But when they go, they have a term they called, I'm waiting to get my hiking legs. Because even the ones that are completely physically fit, when they first start out, they're lucky to do 10 or 12 miles. Lucky. But as they progress and do it over and over, what happens is they're now doing 30-mile days. Their body is adapting to it, but our bodies don't adapt just like that. As human beings, our bodies take time to adapt. And that's the problem. So when somebody says, oh, that guy's a fat guy, he's going to die when SHTF happens. Actually, if you're the skinny guy and you don't have any weight on you at all, you might be the one dying or suffering because your body's going to start eating itself compared to that guy. He's actually got fat stored away, which is going to make him live. And like I said, the guy that has 30 pounds, maybe 40 pounds, he is actually going to do much better than the guy that thinks that he can run down the street like Shazam. Sorry, not going to happen. And that's just the way it is. Now you'll see a lot of people on these prepper channels. They got to count the calories, right? Got to have so many calories per day. Bullshit. Okay, that's not true. If you're fat, you don't need any more calories. I mean, if you can carry a pack and you can walk 5 miles a day and you can afford to lose 100 pounds, well then it doesn't matter how many calories you eat. Who cares? You're just walking to turn around and get to where you're going. You can eat chocolate bars, you can eat all this stuff now because you're burning so many calories you don't need to count them. The guy that's skinny and the guy that's lean and mean, he's the guy that's got to count calories because he's losing so many calories he cannot replace them fast enough when he's doing those 30-mile hikes a day. So in a way, if you've got hiking legs, which means you can walk, and you're a little bit overweight, you actually have an advantage over the rest of the people. But like everything, if you go too big, no, that's not healthy. And I even asked my doctor, I told him about this guy, and I said, what do you think of that? He said, oh, that's not healthy at all. Well, healthy or not, these people are pulling it off. And if you search 30-day water fasting across YouTube, you will find hundreds of channels of people that have fasted for 2 weeks on water, 30 days on water. I did like this guy's formula of running a multivitamin, some salt, some organic apple cider. I did like how he put this little thing together. I think he did it with doctors, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think this is pretty cool. And if a person is heavy set, maybe their items they should be prepping for is maybe water, and these things here they should be putting on the shelf. Because if you weigh 300 pounds, food is not really that big of an issue with you or something you need to be concerned about. And I think it's really funny when everybody's screaming, buy freeze-dried food. Go look at that hiking food, how many carbs are in it. It's designed for calories. Go look at an MRE, how many calories are in an MRE. People are putting away MREs. Go look at the calories in those. Those are designed for young men because they join the armed forces, they're out, they need the calories. And they need to go. But if you're a middle-aged man or woman and you've got some beef on your body, you don't need MREs. And if you're hunkering down and sitting down in your house and listening to the news and you're just bidding your time and you're not really using any energy because you're staying quiet. You don't want to be sitting there eating MREs whatsoever. You don't want to be sitting there eating macaroni or rice or anything with high carbs. You really want to eat probably canned food is what you want to eat because you're not using energy. And you better take it pretty serious then if something goes down and you're sitting and waiting and you're out of shape and you know the weight has to go quick. But with this, you could just drink water with this formula. And like I said, 530 pounds in 150 days. I mean, he lost 200 all the way down to 300. Now, I know some people that are 300, they do have a rough time carrying a pack. They sweat like a dog. Myself, I weigh 230 as of today. I checked. I am trying to lose 30 pounds to get myself back down to 200. It's hard when you're 56 years old, but that is my goal. And I do it strictly on a protein diet. Every once in a while, I reward myself with a can of peaches, but it's working out pretty good. And so far, I've been at it about 6 months, and I've lost about 25 pounds. I'm losing it slowly, not very quickly. But when you're 300 pounds, you're going to have a hard time walking. You're going to have a hard time carrying a pack. You're going to have a hard time just going to the bathroom out there. Because after all, you don't have that nice toilet to sit on. You must grab a tree and hang on with your life. But you might want to consider this, and I'll put the information in the bottom. Like I said, the links are there if you want to go buy some of this stuff and even try it for 2 weeks or a week. Because actually, if a person decided, I'm not going to eat for 3 days and I'm going to do this, and then go back and eat a few days, and then go off and not eat for 3 days and break it up, you could also do that. You're not going to die. But here's the funny thing. I remember everybody used to say 3 minutes without air, you die, or 50, what the heck is that? 333 is how that goes. It's like 3 minutes without air, you die, and 3 hours without shelter, you die, and 3 days without water, you die, and 3 weeks without food, you die. Obviously, it's a lie. If you're fat, and most Americans are, and most people in the United Kingdom are, you're not going to die in 3 weeks. Now, you need water. Water should be your #1 concern. And it's free. It doesn't cost a dime. You could pour it in bottles. You could pour it in pails. I mean, really, and then what would you need? A really good filter system? So a good filter system, that would cost you money. Put your water away. Now, there are ways of storing your water. Some people add a little bleach to it. You'd have to research that a little bit, and it'll maintain it longer. And then you change it out. But storing water really is not that expensive. I picked up these humongous food-grade plastic big square barrels that are like 250 gallons each, and I've got 8 of them, and they were like $50 each. They're a joke. So there are many ways to store water. You could put it in pop bottles. You could put it, in milk jugs. I mean, take your pick. You can put water away. Now you buy a few of these other items, and you're ready to go. So that's something to consider. Don't think because everybody says, oh, you need that freeze-dried food. I don't think you need that freeze-dried food if you're 300 plus pounds. That's not what you need. That food is designed as hiking food. So are MREs. It is designed to have high calories. It will make you fatter. So if you've got to put all that on your shelf, you're going to give your head a shake. Now, you might want to eat one every 5 days. That might be something you might want to consider with that type of calorie count. But I was quite surprised when I seen this guy live 150 days, and then he went back to feeding himself on broth and other things to slowly get his body used to eating again. I thought that was quite amazing. Your body is extremely strong. And if you got the basics of water in your system, and you got a good winter coat if it's cold in the winter, and you keep yourself warm and you keep yourself hydrated, you are going to find that your body will endure a lot. And it's amazing how tough it is. But one thing's for sure, stacking a whole bunch of food may not be the way to go. Maybe the way you want to go is stacking a bunch of water and a bunch of these items So you're ready and you're going to lose weight. Because if something happens, say a month from now, this would be a lot easier to put away at this point in time than to spend $4,000 and $8,000 and $10,000 on freeze-dried food. This would probably cost a person, I don't know, if you bought the vitamins and everything, probably maybe $300 and put the water away. And now if something happens, you'd be like, well, yeah, I'm not going to eat for 2 weeks until they get everything back in order, but, you know, I'm going to be a whole lot healthier. And it's not for everybody. I mean, not everybody can go 150 days without eating, but he did it, mind over matter, and he did it from choice. He didn't do it where he had no choice. You know, where the stores had no food or everything was gone. He did it from choice. So the way I've always looked at it, if one man can do it, another man can do it. And there are many men and women all over YouTube doing it. They're fasting everywhere. But pay attention to your doctor if you decide to try it. And you might want to reconsider when they're saying, hey, you need to buy this food, you need to buy that food. If you're weighing, you know, and if you weigh 250, 300 pounds, you may need to find a way to lose some weight, and this might be the way. Things to think about. Catch you guys on the next one.